हरि भक्ति परम हरि नाम धरम करजाप्यकरम हरि नाम परम नयने सततम प्रणयाश्रुधरम प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम हरि भक्ति परम हरि नाम धरम करजाप्यकरम हरि नाम परम नयने सततम प्रणयाश्रुधरम प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम सततं जनता अवतापहरं परमार्थपरायण लोकगतिं नवलेहकरं जगतापहरं प्रणमामि शचीसुतं घोरवरं सततं जनता अवतापहरं परमार्थपरायण लोकगतिं नवलेहकरं जगदापहरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत घोरवरम् निज भक्तितरं प्रियचारुतरं नटन कननागरराजतुलं कुलकामिनि मानसलास्यकरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं निज भक्तितरं प्रियचारुतरं नटन कननागरराजतुलं कुलकामिनि मानसलास्यकरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् करतालवलं कलकण्ठरवं मृदुवाक्सुवीनकया मधुरं निजभक्तिगुणावृतनाट्यकरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं करतालवलं कलकण्ठरवं मृदुवाक्सुवीनकया मधुरं निजभक्तिगुणावृतनाट्यकरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम्
Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my respectful obeisance. Our glory is confirmed that Chara is divine grace of power, our glory to your feet.
You hear me?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to go there.
Just let me know when you want to start.
Yes. Give me 2 minutes.
Maharaj?
Give me 2 minutes, please. Give me 2-3 minutes.
You said?
I say, please give me 2-3 minutes. I will start soon.
Okay. So I can continue playing music for a while.
Yes.
युगधर्मयुतं गुणनन्दसुतं धरणीषु चित्रं भवभावचितं तनुज्ञानचितं निजवासयुतं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं युगधर्मयुतं गुणनन्दसुतं धरणीसुचितं भवभावोचितं तनुदानचितं निजवासयुतं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम्
शरणं वसनं वदने स्खलितं स्वकनामधरं कुरुते सुरसं जगत्जीवनं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् अरुणनयनं चरणं वसनं वदने स्खलितं स्वकनामधरं कुरुते सुरसं जगत्जीवनं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलस्य परं नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलस्य परं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं 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 प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलस्य परं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलस्य परं नवहास्यकरं नवहेमवरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् नव प्रेमयुतं
Listen, when you want to connect, you come here.
हरे सततं प्रणयाश्रुधरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं हरिभक्तिपरं हरिनामधरं करजाव्यकरं हरिनाम परं नयने सततं प्रणयाशुधरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् सततं जनता भवतापहरं परमार्थपरायण लोकगतिं नवलेखकरं जगतापहरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं सततं जनता भवतापहरं परमार्थपरायण लोकगतिं नवलेखकरं जगदापहरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् निज भक्ति करम प्रिय चारुतरम नटनर्तन नागर राजकुलम कुलकामिनी मानस लास्य करम प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम निज भक्ति करम प्रिय चारुतरम नटनर्तन नागर राजकुलम कुलकामिनी मानस लास्य करं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम् करतालवलं कलकण्ठरवं मृदुवाद सुवीनकया मधुरं निज भक्ति गुणावृत नाट्यकरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरं करतालवलं कलकण्ठरवं मृदुवाद सुवीनकया मधुरं निज भक्ति गुणावृत नाट्यकरं प्रणमामि शचीसुत गौरवरम्
Can we start, Maharaj?
युग धर्मयुतं पूर्णानन्तसुतं धरणीषु चित्रं भवभावचितं
Hare Krishna, Maharaj. Please accept my respectful obeisances. You're welcome. It appears we are only three as usual, like yesterday.
What are they? What are they?
They have merged into the Christmas and the New Year celebration.
The year cannot become good if you don't change the consciousness.
Absolutely.
If we keep our own habits, how do we accept the year change? If we don't wash our clothes, how do we expect them to become clean? It's not possible, no? Okay. Yeah, anyway, good. So let's start.
Okay.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Looking for the book.
Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, so today we will start the new chapter, and we will hopefully go to up to verse 19. Okay? Verse 19. Then we can stop. Om Janam Chimada Sujan Jan Salakya Chakshu Minitam Yatasma Gurave Namaha Shitanamanoritam Sakita Nabutale Yamurupa Samayam Dhanati Samparadikam Vandyam Sri Guru Siyuttapada Kamalam Sri Guru Matavamcha Rupam Sagajatam Ragunatam Tamtajivam Savadam Paritam Saitam Krishna Saitana Deva Rara Krishna Pada Sahavaranta Satam Visamcha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopita Kanta Radhakanta Namukte Tapitana Gurangi Rade Savana Suvare Visavano Devi Pranamame Hare Priye Panchikal Patana Jascha Kripa Tananga Hevata Kirtanam Prajanarjo Vasnavjo Namo Namaha Namaham Vishnu Paraya Krishna Prasaribhutare Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Savincinamane Namaste Saravati Devi Gauravani Prachari Nirvishesha Punyavadi Bhattata Devatarina Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Garadhara Sripakali Gauravinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Mukamukala Sabatalam Pangam Nagate Jirim, Yat Sri Pataram Vande Gurum Sinatarana. Bhakti Bhagavati Jai. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Dandavat Pranam.
Krishna Prabhuji. Yaduna Prabhu is there?
Yes, Maharaj. Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, Maharaj.
It's like there is no Mataji on this platform. Yesterday we were discussing that actually yesterday we divided the Vedas into 4, and also some scriptures like Mahabharata and other scriptures for Shudras, and women. No? Do you have at least one Mataji? Salika Prabhu. Salika Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
I'm asking, do we have at least one Mataji on the platform?
None of them showed interest, Maharaj.
Okay. So it's true, no? The scriptures are right now, are correct. Very difficult, no? Do it.
Only special women get interested in Bhakti Bible.
Okay. Hare Krishna. So yes, okay. First of all, how we know that the chapter, unit C, unit 1, the last question of the pages. Yeah? That's where have religious principles gone after Lord Sri Krishna disappeared from this planet? Okay, so I think the answer is on the chapter 3, text 43, and that sloka is a memorizing sloka. Okay, you have to take note of that. Maybe you know it already. That's very good. Now, okay. Today we're starting chapter 5. Another instruction on Srimad Bhagavatam for Vyasdev. I hope you took some time to read in advance, as I said. Okay? And from this chapter, this section, we're going to this chapter, we're going to see three slokas. Let's say how many? Three slokas to memorize. That is chapter 5, verse 10, verse 11, verse 17, and verse 18. These are there are 4 slokas to memorize. Chapter 5, verse 10, verse 11, verse 17, and verse 18. And we have 3 analogies. Verse 10, verse 15, and verse 33. So please take note. The analogies, you can find them on page 24 on your handbook. Okay. So let's move on now. So we take the Vaibhava. Can you show this? Verse. Vaibhava, chapter 1, chapter 5, yes, verse 1. Shri Sutta Uvacha Atatam Yukam Astina Pasinam Briyak Shavaha Varsi Praha Viprasim Vinapani Smayaniva. Yes, the translation. Sutta Goswami said, thus the sage announced the god Narada, comfortably seated and apparently smiling, addressed the rishi among Brahmanas. Veda Vyasa. So we have first of all understand that verse 2 to 9. You know, the author is giving more reason for Vyasa's dissatisfaction. Verse 2 to 9. Yeah, so now Narada Muni has appeared as a guru of Vyasadeva to tell him the reason why he wasn't happy. So the purpose is very short. Narada was smiling because he well knew the Buddhist sage Vyasadeva, Veda Vyasa, and the cause of his disappointment. As he will explain gradually, Vyasadeva's disappointment was due to.
And then the apple also was outdated. That was why he said the app, the telegram app.
And it was confirmed by the position of Vyasa. Okay. That's 2. That's 2. That's 2. Can you show the, yes, that's 2. Yeah. Shri Narada Uvacha Parasarasya Mahabhaga Pavacha Kachitmana Paruchusyachi Sharira Atmamanasa Vaibhava. Translation. Addressing Vedavyas, the son of Parasara, Narada inquired, are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as object of self-realization?
Oh, because of the class, so I couldn't join you when we are. Hare Krishna, Tamara Krishna Prabhu, I've been trying to meet you. I will put you in the waiting room. If you speak again, Prabhu, please, mindful of your microphone, please.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Ija. Wachaka pa.
Can you mute him?
Yeah, he has locked his phone. That's why I couldn't mute him, but I put him in a waiting room.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's continue. So here, that's two. Another one is asking very pertinent question to yesterday. Are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as objects of self-realization? This question is actually supposed to be addressed to all of us. Yes, what is our objective? What is our interest in devotion service? Because if you are in the bodily platform of the senses and the mind, and of course Krishna is called Adoktaja. Doktaja means beyond the senses, the mind, and the intelligence. And besides that, Krishna does not reside in the mind and the intelligence. He resides in the heart. See, Arjuna asked question to Krishna, what is pushing people to always commit sin as if they were forced to do so? Krishna asked him, told him that yes, this is a karma, loss. That loss is residing in the mind, the senses, and the intelligence. So this is the residing place of the karma, of loss. The senses, the mind, and the intelligence. But Krishna doesn't reside there. Krishna resides in the heart. So if you rely on our senses, our mind, and intelligence, we cannot get Krishna. So this question actually is addressed to Devadev, that is also for all of us. Okay. Next 3. Yeah. So let's see here. Vijasitam susaptanam apite mahat abhutam dhavam bharat samyastam savatha paribridam. Translation. Translation. Your inquiries were full and your studies were also well fulfilled. And there is no doubt that you are prepared. Can you show the full translation? Yeah. Your inquiries were full and your studies were also well fulfilled. And there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work, the Mahabharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences, laboratory explained. So yeah, we can also understand that on the purport, very short purport, the despondency of Vyasadeva was certainly not due to his lack of sufficient knowledge, because as a student he had fully inquired about the Vedic literature, as the result of which the Mahabharata is compiled with full explanation of the Vedas. So yeah, Vedas is the Pandit, is knowledge. He knows knowledge. See? So why this is not satisfied? That's why we are supposed to be careful when we do this courses. Bhakti Sadachar, Bhakti Shastri, Disciple course, Bhakti Vaibhava, Bhakti Vedanta, Bhakti Sarvabhauma. These courses they are doing, it's meant to get knowledge. Okay? But if this knowledge we are acquiring, we don't use them to apply, to please Krishna, then it's going to be useless. Yesterday is deep knowledge, but still he's not satisfied. He's going to see the reason, more reason for that. Verse 4. Verse 4. Yeah. Vijasitam cha brahmai yastat sanatanam tapi suchasi atmanam akrithata iva prabhu. You have fully delineated the subjects of impersonal Brahman as well as knowledge derived therefrom. Why should you be despondent in spite of all this, thinking that you are undone? My dear Prabhu. Yeah. So anybody can read the purport, very short purport.
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
The Vedanta Sutra, or Brahma Sutra, compiled by Sri Vyasadeva, is the full deliberation of the impersonal absolute feature, and it is accepted as the most exalted philosophical exposition in the world. It covers the subject of eternity, and the methods are scholarly. So there cannot be any doubt about the transcendental scholarship of Vyasadeva. So why should he lament?
Yeah, that's the question. He knows everything. He's very big. Why should he lament? That's the question. Text 5. You volunteer to read the Sanskrit? I don't know, Babu, are you there?
Yes, Maharaj.
Please read the Sanskrit verse, sloka in Sanskrit.
Okay. Vyasa uvacha astiva me sarvamidham chayuktam tatapi natma paritosyate me tamolam avyaktamadada bodham prichama hetvatma bhavatma bhutam.
Good. Translation.
Srila Vyasadeva said, all you have said about me is perfectly correct. Despite all this, I am not pacified. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction. For you are a man of unlimited knowledge. Due to your being the offspring of one Brahman, who is self-born, without mundane father and mother.
Yeah. So that has to be the attitude of a disciple. Honesty. Ready to get knowledge from the person who knows, from the guru. Without any argument. Just like in the Bhagavad Gita, verse chapter 2, verse 7. At the point, Arjuna has to accept Krishna as his guru. Arjuna has to depend and carry on Krishna's instruction. That way, you could get full knowledge. So yesterday there, as humble disciple, he said, yes, all what you have said about me is perfectly correct. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction. Yes. Yeah, that's the verse. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Now I'm confused about my duty, and I have lost all composure because of miserly weakness. In this condition, I'm asking you to tell me for certain what is the best for me. Now I'm your disciple, and it's soul surrendered unto you. Please instruct me. Until we get to that position, our relationship with the Guru has not started. Should be ready to accept full dependence on the Guru. That is the disciple. Okay? The disciple sees himself as completely not knowing anything. So yesterday is showing this. Okay. Verse 6. Verse 6. Sarika Prabhu, can you read the verse Sanskrit and translation?
Verse 6. Vaibhava Vedam Samasta Aguyam Upasito Yat Purusha Apurana Puravareso Manasaiva Vismam Srijati Avat Ati Punai Asangaha. My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of God, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature.
Yeah, go on with the purpose, very short. Continue.
A person who is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord is the emblem of all knowledge. Such a devotee of the Lord in full perfection of devotion and service is also perfect by the qualification of the personality of God. As such, the eightfold perfections of mystic power, Asta Siddhi, constitute very little of his godly opulence. A devotee like Narada can act wonderfully by spiritual perfection, which every individual is trying to attain. Srila Narada is a 100% perfect living being, although not equal to the personality of God.
Yeah. See, sometimes our devotion or bhakti is not pure because we mix it with so many other things. Actually, in the method of devotion, the definition of pure bhakti, pure devotion service, described by Rupa Goswami, Srila Rupa Goswami, as Anya Vilasita Snyam Jana Kamani Anavritam Anukulina Silanam Bhakti Sama. That the pure Uttama Bhakti is exempt from karma and jnana. Sometimes also we say karma yoga bhakti, jnana mishra bhakti, and yoga mishra bhakti. So in the verse it said that the Asta Siddhis constitutes very little of his godly opulence. So the mystic powers, actually, a sincere devotee already have them. You can see the story between what is his name? King Ambarisha and Durvasa. You know what happened? So the devotees, they have they have powers, but they don't show it like yogis. So anybody who is engaged very strongly in devotional service, then automatically jnana, karma, and yoga, they will surrender, they will follow automatically. So we don't need to separately look for jnana, look for karma, look for yoga when we are doing bhakti. Bhakti and everything is included in bhakti yoga. Sometimes devotees we feel that yes, we are in ISKCON, but like something is missing. You will feel like something is missing when we don't go deep in the science. We will feel that yeah, the yogis are more powerful than devotees. Ask Ambarisha, ask the Watamuni, they will tell you. Yeah. So this one is interesting. A devotee with 10% engaged in the devotional service of the Lord is also perfect by the qualification, by the qualification of the Lord. As such, the eightfold perfection of mystic power, Astasiri, constitutes a very little of his godly opulence. Verse 7. Verse 7. Madhuban Prabhu, can you read?
Okay. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Swam Prayantan Aka Iva Tri Lokin Antas Jaro Vayo Ivatma Sakshi Paravare Brahmani Damato Vratai Snatasya Mi Unyunam Alam Vikap Shua. Translation. Like the sun, your goodness can travel everywhere in the three worlds. And like the air, you can penetrate the internal region of everyone. As such, you are as good as the all-pervasive super soul. Please, therefore, find out the deficiency in me, despite my being absorbed in transcendence under disciplinary regulations and vows.
Yeah. So here, the guru is supposed to know the past, present, and future of the disciple. So yesterday, we addressed Guru Narada. That's yes. You know everything. You know, please tell me my deficiency. No past, present, and future. Please tell me what is wrong with me. Verse 8. Vinada Uvacha Babatano Dika Prayam Yasho Bhagavato Balam Na Vinaiva Sona Tuskeda Manyeta Darshanam Kilam. Translation. Sri Narada said, you have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Goddess. That's philosophy which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord is considered worthless. Yes. So now, Narada is beginning to give more reason why Vasudev is not satisfied. Said, you who have not actually broadcast the sublime and spotless glories of the personality of Godhead, And that philosophy, which does not satisfy the transcendental senses of the Lord, is considered worthless. So there were so many things that it does not emphasize on the glories of the Supreme Presence of God. That's why he's suffering. So if you that's just like the next part of devotion, that is there. The Shikshar Shikshna. By satisfying the senses of Krishna, automatically our senses will be satisfied. But if you want to satisfy our senses individually, without satisfying Krishna, we cannot be happy. Yeah. So Vyasadeva tried many ways to satisfy everyone. The women, the Sudras, the Vaishyas, the friend of Brahmanas. He was feeling that, yes, let me help them. But it did not give them the real substance, which is the glories of Krishna. So that is actually the main reason of his not being happy. Yeah. If you read the Papa Belong, if you read it, again, you find more reason there. So the verse 9. Verse 9.
Sorry, technical issues. Sorry, just restarting the book. It was freezing, so I had to. Yeah. Okay, we are there now.
Yes, sir. There's no problem. Can read? Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Please read this verse.
Okay. Yata dharma dayaskarta muni vaya nukirtitaha natata vasudevasya mahimahi anuvarnitaha. Translation. Although great sage, you have very broadly described the 4 principles beginning with religious performances. You have not described the glories of the Supreme Personality, Vasudeva.
Yeah. So can we read the beginning of the purpose?
Okay. The prompt diagnosis of Srila Narad Muni is at once declared. The root cause of the despondency of Vyasadeva was his deliberate avoidance of glorifying the Lord in his various editions of the Puranas. He has certainly, as a matter of course, given descriptions of the glories of the Lord, Sri Krishna, but not as many as given to religiosity, economic development, sense gratification, and salvation. These 4 items are by far inferior to engagement in the devotional service of the Lord. Sri Vyasadeva, as the authorized scholar, knew very well this difference, and still, instead of giving more importance to the better type of engagement, namely devotional service to the Lord, he had more or less improperly used his valuable time, and thus he was despondent. From this, it is clearly indicated that no one can be pleased substantially without being engaged in the devotional service of the Lord. In the Bhagavad Gita, this fact is clearly mentioned.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Babu, yes, thank you. See, it's like a doctor. Narada Muni made the diagnostic of yesterday. The root cause of the despondency of Vyasa was his deliberate avoidance of glorifying the Lord in his various editions of the Puranas. Well, he spoke about karma, kama, artha, moksha, dharma. These are the 4 activities related to this material life. But there is a 5th activity that this society, modern society, doesn't do. Even our so-called religion now, we are everywhere. This religion, they just emphasize on eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Karma, artha, moksha, dharma. Sense gratification, economic development, religiosity, and liberation. Yeah, we are not saying that it's not good, but that should not be the core of our life. So there is a 5th element, which is devotion service, the glorification of the Lord. So yesterday did not do that. He made so much emphasis on these 4 elements that he forgot the 5th one. That's why the expert doctor, the expert guide master Narada Muni mentioned to him that yes, this is the cause of your despondency. Verse 10. Salika Prabhu, can you read? I'm seeing Chitra Prabhu is there. Chitra Prabhu, can you read? Chitra Putra Prabhu. Are you there? Okay, Salika, go on, please.
Naya Vajas Chitra Padam Arayaso Jagat Pavit excuse me. Naya Vajas Chitra Padam Arayaso Jagat Pavitram Pratna House Ishit Tadvyayasam Tiritaham Usanti Manasa Nayanta Amsa Niraman Usiksaya. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord, who alone can sanctify the atmosphere of the whole universe, are considered by simple persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. Since the all-perfect persons are inhabitants of the transcendental abode, they do not derive any pleasure there.
Good. Can you read the beginning of the purpose?
Crows and swans are not birds of the same feather because of their different mental attitudes. The fruitive workers or passionate men are compared to the crows, whereas the all-perfect saintly persons are compared to the swans. The crows take pleasure in the place where garbage is thrown out, just as the passionate
Can I hear you?
fruitive workers take pleasure in wine and pleasure. The swans do not take pleasure in, and instead seeing in the atmosphere of natural scenic beauty. where there are transparent reservoirs of waters. Reservoirs of water nicely decorated with stands of lotus flowers in variegated colors of natural beauty. That is the difference between the two classes of verbs.
That's good. See, so that's note that this verse is memorizing sloka. The artist will recite this sloka in the exam, and also it is also an analogy. Oh, if you take your book, page 24, the analogy says those words which does not describe the glories of the Lord are considered by saintly persons to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows, despite all decorative language, full of mundane smiles and metaphorical arrangements. They do not glorify the Lord. Such poetry and prose is considered devotion of the dead body. So you know the difference between the crow and the swan is big. You know, just like another analogy is like the flies. The flies, they will fly over good things, go and sit on straw, on dustbin. But the swan, you know, the bumblebees, they like, madhu, they like honey. So the crow and the swan are different in terms of mentality. So they cannot have the same taste, the same picture. Okay? So take note that this is very, very important. To memorize, and also check the sloka. I mean the analogy. The fruitful workers or passionate men are compared to be crows, whereas all perfect simply person are compared to one. Okay? Meaning, and another okay. And then the question there is if you check the page 24, it says it asks, please give the English meaning of touch by some item. No, verse 10. Let's go back to verse 10. This is very important. So who can give us the meaning of touch by some item? If you read the purpose, what's the meaning of that? Krishna?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yes, in the verse 10, the question is asked, what is the meaning of touch by some item? Verse 10. It didn't take time to read, huh? Okay, we should check. The meaning of touch by some item means place of pilgrimage for crows, for crows. And another question, where do the all perfect person take pleasure? It is there in the purpose. Yeah? Where do the all perfect person take pleasure? It is in the purport. Huh? So crowds take pleasure in places where garbage is thrown out. Literatures which describe. Yeah, we have.
They all perfect it.
Huh? So we have different kind of literatures for different type of men of different mentality. Literatures which describe the glories of the Lord are enjoyed by the Paramahamsas who have grasped the essence of human activities. Yes, so we have to take note of that during the examination. Yes. Not this. Yes. It says literatures which describe the glories of the Lord are enjoyed by the Paramahamsas who have grasped the essence of human activity. Yeah. So, two questions in this verse. What is the meaning of and where do all perfect persons take place? Yes, this is one. Okay. Thank you, Prabhu. Now go to text 11 now. Mr. Prabhu, are you there? Mr. Prabhu, is there? So, Yaduna Prabhu, can you read? Yes. Yaduna Prabhu?
Carudesna Maharaj.
Yes, please read verse 11, Sanskrit and translation.
Okay. Tadvag visargo yanataga viplavo yasme pratislo kamabod bhakti api namani anantasya yaso niskitantiyat shrivanti gayanti grinati sadavo. Translation. Maybe Prabhu should scroll up for me. On the other hand,
Prabhu, please adjust, yes.
Okay, I will read from my own book. On the other hand, that literature, which is full of descriptions of the transcendental glories of the name, fame, forms, pastimes, etc., of the unlimited Supreme Lord, is a different creation, full of transcendental words, directed toward bringing about a revolution in the impious lives of this world's misdirected civilization. Such transcendental literatures, even though imperfectly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men who are thoroughly honest.
Good. So the purport is very long. They don't need to read all that. But there is a question also on this verse. What is the meaning of the phrase Janata Aga Viplavo? Janata Haga Viplavo. That is even in the purport, in the translation. It's also in the purport that you can also find it in the what is the meaning of that? Janata Aga Viplavo. Yes. This is to bring a revolution in people in general. Which verse is this? Yeah. Viplava, yes. Yeah. Yes, yes. Yeah, but if you ask you are asked to make a sentence. What's the meaning of Janata Aga Viplavo? It is in the translation. Yeah. Yes. Full of transcendental word directed toward bringing about a revolution in the empire's lives of this world's misdirected civilization. It's just like Chaitanya Prabhu was telling the people in India that those who are born in India, your duty is to perfect your life and also change others. Bharata Bhumite. Those who are born in Bharata Varsha, it is a good blessing. But try to perfect your life and also give the right direction to people. Because people are misdirected, people are blind. How can a blind lead another blind? So Janata Aga Viplava means to bring a revolution in the consciousness of people in general. The consciousness is dormant. That's why they are too much interested in the karma, artha, moksha, and dharma. Even if you do bhakti, our bhakti will be mixed with jnana, mixed with karma and yoga. So there is need for a revolution, a spiritual revolution. It's like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta made a revolution in Navadvip. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur also. Srila Prabhupada also made a revolution. So we have to make a revolution in our devotional service. May take a decision that yes, I must rise from Kanishta to Madhya Madhikari, and from Madhya Madhikari to Utta Madhikari. Yes. Don't take too long in Kanishta level and become senior Kanishta. Senior Kanishta. We should read Madhya Madhikari. Madhya Madhikari is the one who is very attached to the service of Krishna. There's no compromise in devotional service. So they need to make a revolution. Yes. Verse 12, please. Naiskarmyam api kita bhavavantam na shobate janam alam niranjana utapuna susad abodram pare na chapitam karma yatsapi akaranam. Translation. Knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of the conception of the infallible God. What then is the use of fruitive activities which are naturally painful from the very beginning and transient by nature if they are not utilized for the devotional service of the Lord? There is a one verse, if Salika Prabhu can show that verse, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto, chapter 3, text 56. 3:23, 56, Srimad Bhagavatam. I'm sure that verse. Very. Third canto, chapter 23, verse 56.
Sorry, my system is somehow for me this one. Third canto, chapter 3.
No. Third canto, chapter 23.
Okay, chapter 23.
Yes. Verse 56.
Verse 3.
56. 56.
Okay, verse 56.
66.
Yes, I'm going there. My God, this system is Swami today.
May I ask?
I'm almost there. I'm actually there, just that my mouse is.
Okay.
Verse 56, right?
Yes. 56. Yes. Let's go on the translation. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Can you read it? 56. Yes. Click on it.
Yeah, I'm clicking on it. Is my system that is funny this
Just
morning,
read.
and I can't.
Just read it. Read it, please. Read it. Yes.
Anyone whose work is not meant to elevate him to religious life, anyone whose religious ritualistic performances do not raise him to renunciation, and anyone situated in renunciation that does not lead him to devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead must be considered dead, although he is breathing.
Yeah. So you see, though this verse 12, what is the main point of the question is, what is the main point of the verse and the purpose of verse 12? So in the purpose it says, knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of the conception of the fallible God. Then, what then if is the use of fruitful activities, which are naturally painful from the very beginning and transient by nature, if they are not utilized for devotional service? What is the use of that knowledge? Bhagavad Gita 15:15. Krishna says, I'm the compiler of the Veda. The goal of the Veda is to know me. And actually, I'm the one who knows the Veda. See? It's not a dry journey. Knowledge of self-realization, even though free from all material affinity, does not look well if devoid of the concept of the infallible God. Understand? That's the main point. What's the main point of the argument? The translation, the purpose is a bit long. The main point is that even Vedic literature and speculation are condemned because they are not meant to fulfill the aim of devotional service. Yes, even Vedic literature and speculation are condemned because they are not meant to fulfill the aim of devotional service. Okay? So that's the main point. If they ask you with the question, you should know that that's the main point of this verse. Okay, let's go to verse 13. Any questions so far?
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
Yes.
Please, in the beginning, you mentioned the analogies in these chapters and the shlokas we are supposed to memorize. Can you please say it again?
Yeah. The verse to memorize is verse 10. And also the analogy also in that verse 10. The analogy, you can find it on page 24 of your handbook. The analogy goes like this. Those words which do not describe the glories of the Lord are considered by a sensitive person to be like unto a place of pilgrimage for crows. They cite all decorative language, full of mundane smiles and metaphorical arrangements. They do not qualify the Lord. Such poetry and prose is considered decoration of a dead body. See? So the verse in itself is a memorizing verse, and this is an analogy of this verse. Verse 10. So verse 10 is the memorized verse, and also a genealogy also. Is that okay?
In this chapter, is only verse 10?
Verse 10.
Only 10.
No, yes, 10 and also 15 and 33. We have three analogies on this chapter.
Okay.
You go to page 24. Look at the screen. I think I've shown it. It's on the screen. Yeah. And also, you have in this chapter, we have 4 slokas to memorize. Verse 10, verse 11, verse 17, and verse 18. 4 verses to memorize. Okay. So let's go to verse 13 now.
Thank you.
Okay. Then 11, 10, 11, 17, and 18. This on certificate. Okay. So, can you read the verse 13, sloka and translation?
Okay. Ato mahabhaga bhava amogadrik soche grava atyarato dritavrataha urukramasya kelabanda muktaye samadina no smatata vichestitam. Translation. O Vyasadev, your vision is completely perfect. Your good fame is spotless. You are firm in vow and situated in truthfulness. And thus, you can think of the pastimes of the Lord in trance for the liberation of the people in general from all material bondage.
Yes. Okay. So there's a key point here. If you check the book, page 34, the question is asked regarding to this verse 13. So what is give the English meaning of the phrase amogadrik? Sometimes a purpose may be very long, but only one point is there. So there's no need to read all the sloka. Okay. So what is the key point? The key point here is that amogadrik. What is the meaning of amogadrik? If you read it before coming, you know the meaning of amogadrik. Who knows?
A perfect seer.
Who is speaking?
Someone who is a perfect seer.
Yes. Yes. You went to the word for word translation. Can you elaborate a little bit? In the purpose is elaborate. You have more details. Yeah, more explanation in the purpose. Yes, amogadrik is the perfect fear. But can you give more? No.
Okay. Maybe someone can see the past, present, and the future.
Well, okay, right. That's not what is mentioned on the purpose. Are you there? Are you stable?
Yes,
Yes, Mogadik is a perfect here. But I need more more details. Narada Muni is a Mogadik. Okay, let me. In the purport, it's mentioned that the perfect here is perfect in oral reception, in thinking, in feeling, and other sense activities. It's a Mogadrik. The verse is too long. I don't know exactly where I can. Yes. Such liberated person as Vyasadeva are perfect not only by the power of vision and wisdom, but also in oral perception, in thinking, feeling, and all other sense activities. This is called Amogadrik. The perfect here. Yeah. Good. Let's not take note of that. They ask you in the exam, what is the Mogadrik? The purpose is very long. No need to make 10 sentences. Only one word, one phrase. Yeah. Verse 14. Madhuban Prabhu, are you there? Can you read?
Yes. Hare Krishna Maharaj. Tato yata kinchana yad vivak sata pritag trisas tas prita rupa namabihi nakang kichit kwapincha dustita mate labata bata hata no ivas padam. Translation. Whatever you desire to describe, which is separate in vision and from the Lord,
That is
simply
separate.
okay, which is separate in
That
vision.
is separate. Is that another
Okay.
book?
Okay, maybe I'm reading it from. Okay, please, but please bear with me.
Okay, sorry.
So whatever you desire to describe, which is separate in vision from the Lord, simply reacts with different forms, names, and results to agitate the mind as the wind agitates a boat which has no resting place.
Can you read the beginning of the
Okay, of the purport. Okay, purport. Sri Vyasadeva is the editor of all descriptions of the Vedic literatures, and thus he has described transcendental realization in different ways, namely by fruitive activities, speculative knowledge, and mystic power and devotional service. Besides that, in his various Purans, he has recommended the worship of so many demigods in different forms and names. The result is that people in general are puzzled how to fix up their minds in the service of the Lord. They are always disturbed to find out the real path of self-realization. Srila Narada Dev is stressing these particular defects in the Vedic literatures compiled by Vyasadeva, and thus is trying to emphasize describing everything in relation with the Supreme Lord and no one else. In fact, there is nothing existent except the Lord.
Okay. So yeah, the verse 14, if you check your handbook, page 24, regarding the verse 14, the question is asked, as stressed by Narada in verse 14, what is defect in the Vedic literature compiled by Bhakti, and it's very important. Okay? Whatever you desire to describe, that is separate in vision from the Lord, simply react with different form, names, and results to agitate the mind as one agitates above. So again, the verse that remains. Sorry. The result is that people in general are puzzled to keep the mind in service of the Lord. They are disturbed about finding the real path of self-realization. Srila Naladeva is stressing this particular defect. See? Besides that, in the various Puranas, he has recommended the worship of so many demigods, different forms and names. The result is that people in general are puzzled how to fix the mind in the service of the Lord. They are always disturbed about finding the real path of self-realization. Srila Naladeva is stressing this particular defect in the Vedic literatures compiled by Bhakti. Yeah. Because so many things, there's so much confusion. It's like you're a father. You don't give straight instruction to your kids, your children. When you go to travel and you come back, you're not sure that you will find your house in good condition. Yeah. If you give controversial instructions to your kids, what do you expect from them? So that is a big defect on this day world. That's why he was not happy. He mentioned about worshiping of the demigod. So I said, okay, good, very good. So this one is worshiping Surya, is worshiping Ganesh, this one worshiping Kali. Then we don't know what to do. Confusion. Finally, nobody's happy. Okay? So that's the defect. So if you ask you in the exam, please mention that. Hare Krishna. Verse 15. Verse 15. Radhika Babu is there? Screen, stop. We have 28 minutes to go. Let's move fast. Radhika Babu, are you there? Radhika Babu is there? Radhika, come on, here lah. What is the development? Very bad, you know. Attention. Oh, oh, oh. Oui, oui. C'est comme ça que tu bon signe. Regarde ici. Mais prends karma quand même. Salut, comment vous êtes?
Hare Krishna Maharaj, I think there's a technical problem on Saraka's line.
La gagnante, il y a Jacques Marté, etc. Putra, Madhuvan. Ça, c'est le disciple de Bhakti Maharaj. Moi, so, je wait, hein? So we have to wait, hein? Voilà, il y a un problème.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Oh, Salika said had network issue, said, but it's coming back now.
Okay.
I just spoke with him. Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. Et ceux-là, c'est nous qui devons l'appeler le c'est que il dit avec Madame Hiro. Il dit, tu vas l'appeler, non? C'est pas ça. La pièce, tout ça. Là, parce que la fois est assez fort. Elle va donner 25 000, 4 personnes. Et contact chez nous, contact. Krishna? We still wait? That's on the way de Salicali, ça va pour le network. Depuis on joue en fait Zoom, c'est rare que ça. Ça va pour de connexion. Ah, si, et puis il est pas tout ça de fait là-bas. À un moment donné, il y aura avec problème.
I was trying to use this line, but then you are still calling the line.
Quand,
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Zealous Bhakti Business Man Maharaj.
Hare Krishna, are you back?
Yes, sorry, my network just went down all of a sudden. And
Okay.
I was trying to use the other phone network. Then Gardiner also was calling me on that line. So I couldn't connect.
No problem.
Yeah, but
Hello.
I'm back now. Sorry for that.
A few minutes to go. So quickly, let's go to verse 15. You have to finish 19. Okay, so we are behind time. So please read the translation only.
Okay. The people in general are naturally inclined to enjoy, and you have encouraged them in that way in the name of religion. This is verily condemned and is quite unreasonable. Because they are guided under your instruction, they will accept such activities in the name of religion, and we hardly care for prohibitions.
Yeah. So in this verse, there is a question. What is the meaning of Jugupsitam? Meaning of Jugupsitam. Then the purpose. If you read it, you will find it. Yeah, let me help you because you are beyond time. Because Islam is the purpose is verily condemned. Now, the money condemned the scriptures that encourage meat eating. No, not this one. Not this one. It's there again in the in the middle. It's mentioned at a certain stage of human civilization. Yes. This was questioned by Narada Muni, and therefore he condemns such literature. The flesh eaters still continue to perform animal sacrifice before some demigod or goddess in the name of religion, because in some of the Vedic literature such regulated sacrifice are recommended. They are so recommended to discourage flesh eaters that gradually the purpose of such religious activities is forgotten, and the slaughterhouse has become permanent. This is become foolish materialist men do not care to listen to others who are actually in the position to extend the Vedic rights. So Nagamuni, he condemned. So the word Jugupsita means to vehemently condemn the scriptures that encourage meat or flesh eaters. Yeah. Okay. Then let's go on verse 16. And even there is another point also in the purpose. The compromising spirit. Yeah. Compromising spirit. In the purpose of us said that both men and that men with materialistic tendency are not attracted to the politics, economics, and philanthropic activities mentioned in the Mahabharata than the principal topic, namely the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. It is a compromising spirit. But men with materialistic tendency are more attracted to the politics, economics, and philanthropic activities mentioned in the Mahabharata than the principal topic, namely the Bhagavad Gita. Yeah. Yes. That men with materialistic tendencies are more attracted to the politics, economics, philanthropic activities mentioned in the Mahabharata than to the principal topic, namely the Bhagavad Gita. This compromising spirit of Vyasadeva is directly condemned by Narada. This is compromising spirit of Vyasadeva. Yes. Vyasadeva wrote so many things, he wrote Mahabharata, that people are more interested in the politics, the economic, and philanthropic activities rather than Bhagavad Gita. Actually, Bhagavad Gita is extracted from Mahabharata. But people they neglect Bhagavad Gita and they give more emphasis on the stories, the politics, the economic, and the other things rather than Bhagavad Gita. If you remove Bhagavad Gita from Mahabharata becomes like a story book, ordinary book. See? The people in general, they are interested in four things. Music, politics, sports, and romance. So you can find music in Mahamantra is there. So many music in ISKCON. You can find politics in Mahabharata and Ramayana. You know, before Ramachandra went to exile, he was politics, like a cave. You know, and sports also. People like sports. You know, Chelsea. I don't know sport, but I know some football teams. Chelsea. Yaduna, can you mention one team for me? One football team. And Sarika, one team for football. That you like?
One team in where?
Football team.
Arsenal.
Okay. You are coming, you are devotee. I know that. Admire. What about Yaduna Babu? Yeah, I know Chelsea. Yeah, okay. What is the name of football like? Oh, Nasaman Babu is a big man. I say it's like Real Madrid. See, that's why we don't have time for Bhakti. for pure Bhakti. And also, we like music, we like politics, we like sports, and we like romance. Okay, for sports, so many sports activities in Krishna and in friends. And like also romance. My girlfriend, my boyfriend, my fiancé, my dad. But go to Dwarka, you see what the real romance is there. Krishna married 60,000 wives who can compete with him, and he's doing some secret loving affair with the gopis. That's Alila dance. 60,000 wives Krishna married. We are only 1 and 2. We have big problem. Okay, verse 16.
Krishna. Verse 16. Vichakshanos yat veditum vibu ananta parasya nirvita sutam pravata manasya guna anan nanas tatu bhavam dasa 60,000 people. Translation. The Supreme Lord is unlimited. Only a very expert personality retired from the activities of material happiness deserves to understand this knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, those who are not so well situated due to material attachment should be shown the ways of transcendental realization by your goodness through descriptions of the transcendental activities of the Supreme Lord.
Yes, good. So let's go to verse 17. Verse 17, yes. Okay, yes, no problem. Can you read the only translation? Because you are beyond time.
Okay, Yadna Prabhu is not there now.
Okay.
Okay, I'll read. One who has forsaken his material occupations to engage in the devotional service of the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage, yet there is no danger of being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational devotees, on the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duties, does not gain anything.
Yeah, everything is there in the purpose, in the translation here. One who has forsaken his material occupation to engage in devotional service to the Lord may sometimes fall down while in an immature stage. Yet there is no danger of his being unsuccessful. On the other hand, a non-devotee, though fully engaged in occupational duty, does not gain anything. Means if a devotee, even you are engaged in devotional service, sometimes you may fall. There are some difficulties. You are still on the right path. But no matter how many quantity of material activity you perform, still becomes zero. Don't get anything. There is one verse, I don't know which verse is that in Bhagavad Gita, that may commit so many abominable actions. So I always see my devotee as 20%.
We're going to 9:30.
9:30, right? Yeah. Yes. So devotees are seated in the secure platform. Yes. If you do devotional service, you may get the result in your next life. But if you perform the best material activity, as soon as you leave the body, Finish. Huh? The devotion service credit flows after we leave the body. So this verse also is a memorizing verse. Don't forget that. And also don't forget that the verse 15 also is a memorizing verse. And 17 also is a memorizing verse. So let's go to 18. 18 also is a memorizing verse. Okay. Verse 18.
Tasya ito prayatita kuvido malabhyate yat ramatam upari adaha talabhyate dukkhavat ayata sukam kalinam sarvatra jabira ram asa. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful and only for that purposeful end. Sorry, I take it again. Persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end, which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet, Brahmaloka, down to the lowest planet, Patala. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time, just as in course of time we obtain miseries, even though we do not desire them.
Yeah. So person who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end which is not obtainable even by wandering from the topmost planet, Brahmaloka, down to the lowest planet, Pataloka. As far as happiness derived from sense enjoyment is concerned, it can be obtained automatically in course of time. Just as in course of time we obtain miseries even though we do not desire them. Yeah. But in the power it says, the translation said, persons who are actually intelligent and philosophically inclined should endeavor only for that purposeful end which is not obtainable even by wandering from the top of planet Brahmaloka down to the lowest. I mean, the real happiness that you are looking for, you cannot even get it in Brahmaloka. So, yeah, different type of happiness. That Brahmananda is the pleasure derived from devotional service. That you can't get anywhere. Yeah. So this verse, don't forget, it is also memorized in verse. And the last verse for the session today, 19. Madhuvan Prabhu, can you read the
Is it the translation or the Sanskrit?
translation?
Okay. Translation. Okay. My dear Vyasa, even though a devotee of the Lord Krishna sometimes falls down somehow or other, he certainly does not undergo material existence like others, that is, footing workers, etc. Because a person who has once relished the taste of the lotus feet of the Lord can do nothing but remember that ecstasy again and again.
Okay. So this verse, there is a question asked, how does the devotee not undergo material existence like others? How? Is that in the power? Who read it?
I think it's explaining the beginning of the purport.
Yes. Okay, read it.
A devotee of the Lord automatically becomes uninterested in the enchantment of material existence because he is rasa graha, or one who has tasted the sweetness of the lotus feet of the Lord.
Yes, very good. Yes. So there is a one verse also in Bhagavad Gita. If Shankar Prabhu can find it. Let's talk about higher taste. Param Drishva Nivatamte. Another verse. Param Drishva Nivatamte. You get the higher taste. Param Drishva Nivatamte. So the devotee is a rasagraha. Who knows that verse? Let's start with Param Drishva Nivatamte. Check it. Yeah. Param Drishva Nivatamte. Okay, anyway. So anyway, we are attached to the lotus feet of Krishna, as it's read by Madhuvan Prabhu, a devotee automatically becomes interested in the enchantment of material existence because he is a rasagraha, or one who has tasted the sweetness of the lotus feet of Krishna. So if you get higher taste, then the lower taste can be easily forgotten. But as long as we don't taste higher taste, our Krishna consciousness cannot be strong. Because we should be disturbed by those lower tastes. Okay? So that's why in the ladder of yoga, there's one level called ruchi. No? We start with Shraddha, faith, then Sadhusanga, then Bhajana Kriya, then Anata Nivritti, then Nishtha, then Ruchi. Unless we get the Ruchi, our devotion will be stagnant. And one day we may even want to leave because by constitution, the soul is Ananda Mahaya Vyasa, full of bliss, eternity, and eternity, full bliss, eternity, and knowledge. Ananda Mahaya Vyasa. So we are full of bliss. It's supposed to be blissful all the time. So if you perform a certain activity and we don't get joy in that activity, the tendency is to drop that activity. If you eat a certain type of food that you don't like, you don't enjoy it, then you may like to stop it. Yeah. So because the devotee automatically becomes interested by the enchantment of the material existence because he is a rasagraha, or one who has tasted the sweetness of the lotus feet of Krishna. Yeah. So we have to go deep in our devotion service. Yeah. Otherwise, we will still just, she said that the taste that the devotee should get, you cannot get it on Brahmaloka. That's why the Mahamantra we are chanting every day, it is called Golo Kera Pramadana Arinam Sakitam. This mantra is not exported from Dubai, from India, from China, from Europe, directly from Goloka Vrindavan. Because the mind is there with us so many lifetimes. There's nothing we will show the mind that it does not know. Anything we show to the mind, yes, I know it's Natasha, I know this one. Yes, this was, sorry, thank you, Prabhu. Yes, though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense enjoyment remains, but seizing such engagement by experiencing a higher taste is fixed in consciousness. Yes. This what is verse, Prabhu? Bhagavad Gita, yes, Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2:59. Yes. Very nice verse. Visaya nivatante nirahasya dehinam. Go back. Okay, that's good. So we have finished for today. If you have some comments and questions, but before we leave, next time you read the verse 20-40. Okay, so you prepare. Verse 20-40. Okay. Any comments? Any questions?
Actually, there are so many comments, but because time has gone so much, I couldn't make comments on those.
Just make one comment. Just make one.
We're talking about the difference of giving sex gratification. While Narada Muni was speaking with Srila Vyasadeva, I was just reflecting. Even Lord Jesus Christ in the Bible, after all of his preaching activities and then engaging in so many miracles, he ended up condemning the signs and wonders. He said, "Woe unto this generation, for they cannot come to God except through signs and wonders." So, having reflecting on this, I'm just wondering, how is it difficult even for us as a devotee that we become so enamored to material sense enjoyment, even though we have this higher understanding and knowledge? What is that impetus that makes someone becomes even attached to material sense enjoyment even after having access to this knowledge and information?
Yeah, the question.
There's a question. My question is, why is it that one becomes very attached to material sense enjoyment, the four goals of religion, even after understanding its higher purpose?
Yeah, even though we understand theoretically the philosophy of Krishna consciousness, but we need to be rasagraha. Rasagraha. Rasagraha is the one who has tested the sweetness of the little feet of Krishna. Meaning we have to go deep in our sadhana, in our devotional practice. The thing is that one story, I will give one wood cutter or three quarter. So one day he was engaged by one big guy, a rich man, rich person, to cut some trees, make some things. So the first day he cut 20 trees. The second day he cut 15. Third day 10. It was reducing. So he was lamenting that, look, I'm not supposed to continue this job because I'm teaching myself. I'm taking big salary for nothing. He was complaining. So the boss asked him, "Since when did you sharpen your axe? No, the axe. Your axe. Yeah? Since when?" He said, No, boss. I don't have time to sharpen my axe because I'm very busy to beat the record. From 20 trees, I want to go to 25, 30, 40, 50. So no time to sharpen my axe. Then the boss said, "Well, this is your problem. You are busy beating records and you don't sharpen your axe. How can you progress?" The same thing with devotees. Devotees, sometimes we don't sharpen our tools. We become lenient in our sadhana. Okay? Our japa become japa with stealing, japa with talking, japa is the boss, japa is friend. Huh? We mix our devotion service. So it is not pure. So we cannot become rasagraha. We cannot taste the sweetness of the little feet of Krishna. So we will remain at the surface of in the Nata devotion. It's mentioned that we have 4 waves of the ocean, and if you remain at the surface of an ocean, you don't know that in the deep ocean there are big fishes. Like we can big fishes like that there. Give me one name of a big fish. The whale, yes, we have whales. But if you go to rivers, you see small fishes, small ones. But if you go deep, even there is even one is bigger than a whale. It's called timingla. It is deep down in the ocean. So devotion service is the ocean. That if you remain at the shore of the ocean or at the surface, we cannot understand. So we will still keep our small desire. Yes, we cannot develop a higher taste. Okay? Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
It's very okay, very okay. Nicely answered. Thank you very much.
Yes. So I think there is a class, Bhakti Shastri class soon.
Yeah, it's starting in about 20 minutes, 18 minutes from now.
Let's close this class today. So thank you very much for your attendance, and hopefully we'll meet you again next Saturday. Shri Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Jai Zolinat Swami Maharaj ki Jai.
Jai.
Bhagavatam ki
Vaishnava Namo Namah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for tolerating us despite our questions.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Madhvan Prabhu, for being
Okay.
regular.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
नवपुष्पसलस्य परं नवहास्यकरं नव हेमवरं प्रणमाचिसुत गौरवरं नवगौरवरं नवपुष्पसरं नवभावधरं नवलास्यपरं नवहास्यकरं नव हेमवरं प्रणमा